Assalamu alaikum viewers. Good morning. And today we are here with a brand new episode of Voice of CA Pakistan, an initiative by the president of the ICAP. And today we have with us our esteemed guest, Roshan Mehri. She needs no introduction. She's an inspiration for so many of us, including me. And this episode of Voice of CA Pakistan is sponsored by the CA Women's Committee. And we are here with the episode one of this initiative. Hello, Roshan. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Louisa. Thank you very much for the invitation.
So, Roshan, I do know about, your whole journey and all because we've been together as part of the CA Women's Committee when it did not have the official status also of a separate committee. But would you please like to tell our viewers about your journey? Because I know you are a veteran in the profession, and you are an inspiration for so many of us. So if you can kindly just very shortly and briefly explain your journey.
Thank you, Louisa. Uh, I'll go back to my time after graduation. I'd done my BCom and I was still not sure what to do. I didn't know what a chartered accountant was. And it was just by chance that one of my friends, she invited me to come over to Ferguson's, now PricewaterhouseCoopers, and just see for myself how I felt. I went to Ferguson's. I was given the test. I was very happy to get articleship, and I enjoyed the work which I was given so much that I decided to continue with that. I was very blessed to get very good mentors. In our time, folks were very helpful. I mean, why I'm saying in our time, because maybe nowadays I feel that people are not very helpful to each other. But at that time, everybody was very welcoming. Um, because we were so few, I felt a bit hesitant, but I felt very comfortable very quickly. My supervisors, my seniors, they would always take a special care that I should be safe. We were not allowed to visit site area in those days. बस नहीं आपको शहर में ही रहना है, which was okay with me at that time. And of course, even the partners at that time were great mentors to us and they taught us a lot. So I stayed with Ferguson's. I qualified from there. Then I moved to taxation. And again, in taxation, I learned a lot. And after staying for 10 years with Ferguson's, I was given an opportunity in a multinational company, Union Texas Petroleum, as the CFO over there. And I stayed with Union Texas for over 20 years. Again, there, the challenges that I was given, the opportunities, I would say, were such great. And always, I felt the whole organization was there to support me and to help me. And I even was given an expatriate assignment where I spent 5 years in Baku, Azerbaijan. And that was British Petroleum. And I worked over there. And then after that, when I returned to Pakistan, BP was winding up its operations here. So again, my bosses suggested that I should take early retirement and take the benefits of BP. I took early retirement, but I felt I was too young to retire, although I was 50 plus. But then I was able to get a job with BICO. I spent 2 years with BICO. And then finally, I got the opportunity to join House of Habib as the CEO of the family office. And I've just retired a year ago from that job because I said, now it's enough. I've done enough of work. I should spend time with my grandchildren and my grown up children.
Amazing, Roshan. So amazing. You've been all around, nationally, internationally. It gives a lot of courage, I would say, to other women to hear this about your whole
Yes.
journey, your corporate journey. So, Roshan, our profession is very male dominated. And the topic we have today is building confidence in a male dominated environment.
Right.
Which year did you qualify in, Roshan?
1981.
1981.
This was the year when my son was born, my eldest son was born. And I still remember my results were announced And within a week, my child was born, my first child. And everybody assumed that, oh, now she's become a mother, she will not work, she will just sit at home. So when I went back after 6 weeks vacation to Ferguson's, I mean, they were really surprised to see me back at work. I said, no, I've come for a job. I just qualified. I've worked so hard and I want a job. And that's when they gave me a contract. And I still remember the first contract, I mean, which Ferguson's gave me was only 5,000 rupees a month. But I was thrilled because in those days, for me, 5,000 was a lot of money. And again, I felt that everybody was wondering how she'll manage with a kid. But I'm glad I had the support of course, my own family, my dear husband, and everybody was very supportive. That's what
Yes, I think support is something that women
support
really
was,
need.
yeah. And everybody was supportive, whether it was my colleagues at work or whether it was my own family, my in laws. Nobody sort of was not there to help. So that is one thing I'm really grateful to God and it's a
Yes, yes.
acha hai. But I,
And you spoke about the preconceived notions also,
yes,
like
yes, of course,
employers
of course.
usually have about women quitting their work once they come into the family
Exactly.
way. So this is something, this is a notion that we need to break actually.
Yes, and my entire journey, I would come across all these preconceived notions, and I would say, no, that's not right.
Yes.
Even during my professional career, where I was a boss, and when I would go out hiring folks, and my other colleagues would say, no, but she's a woman, she will leave. I said, no, I'm a woman, and I continued working at all very responsible posts. I had 4 children. So I was looking after my kids, I was looking after my family, and I believe I did a good job. I mean, I was more responsible. Sometimes I believe that women can deliver better, especially if they are a mother and especially if they've got family responsibilities, they do a much better job. And just to assume that they won't deliver is not fair.
Very young, yeah, yes. So since the topic is about building confidence in a male-dominated environment, can you describe a time, Roshan, where you felt your confidence was wavering, because of being surrounded by so many men? And you know how men by nature are assertive, while women are supposed to be like, a little docile and all. So can you describe a time where you felt your confidence was wavering
Sure.
and how you overcame it?
Sure. So I give an example. When right in the beginning, I was working in the taxation department of Ferguson's. My mentor was Mr. Rustamji. Now, I don't know whether you know,
Yes.
but I was blessed to have him as a mentor. He's passed away now. But he was a person who was very empathetic, very humble, very nice. He never was threatening or intimidating, but his main point was his knowledge. He had excellent knowledge about tax. And that sort of inspired me that, okay, I'm not an intimidating person. I cannot be very aggressive or assertive, but what can help me is to have good knowledge and good command over my subject. So I would sort of be very thorough in reading everything, tax laws and everything. And Mr. Rustamji would take me along in meetings. But I was very hesitant to speak. I was a very shy, very timid girl. I would just keep quiet and sit like that. So after one meeting, Mr. Rustamji said, do you have a tongue in your mouth? Can't you speak anything? I said, but sir, how can I speak in front of these men? So he said, why? Why can't you speak in front of men? You have the knowledge. Because after the meeting, I would discuss all the points with him. This could have been the solution and this. He said, but why didn't you say it in the meeting? I said, no, sir, I can't speak in front of all these senior people. He said, but you have the knowledge and you should speak. And that gave me the confidence. And slowly and gradually, I would then, even in meetings, even with very senior people, with CEOs and everything, I could express my point of view. And then slowly and gradually, I gained the confidence to speak.
Okay, so you mean to say that, each person, each woman needs to see what his strong points are
Yeah.
and then build on that. Right?
Definitely, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And in our profession, knowledge is power.
Very important.
You know, we can't, I mean, I know men at times I say they bluff their way through. You know, they try to act as if they know everything and as if they can overcome all situations. But as women, if we, okay, we may try to bluff our way through, but that won't always work. We've got to have the knowledge. So, whether we are doing taxation or accounting, we've got to make sure that our knowledge is right, correct, and up to date. So that if there are any questions, there are any issues, we are able to help. And that's where our confidence will increase and we will be able to get the respect that we deserve.
Yes. So if you have knowledge about a subject, you automatically gain that confidence actually
to speak about
Yes,
it.
yes.
Yeah,
And so it makes the battle easier, I guess.
definitely,
Right.
definitely. And it also helps the other person to respect you more and even to look to you for guidance. That's what
Absolutely true. Yes. Okay. So you did touch upon like a bit of like, mentoring and how you access mentors. So how important do you think, Roger, mentoring and having a support network is to like enhance your confidence?
Yes, I think it's very important. I mean, support, definitely the family's support is important. And the support of your colleagues is also important. Unfortunately, I find that currently in the current environment, I think it's too competitive, especially in offices. I mean, when nowadays I enter an office, nobody's smiling, everybody's sitting so glum, stressed out. Yeah, I mean, you're spending your full day over here. I mean, 9 hours you're sitting at office. Why be so stressed and unhappy? That won't give the best performance. And a good leader should always try to have that environment in the office where a person wants to come to office and spend time. And that's where you'll get maximum performance. And of course, support from the family is very essential. If you're always having disturbance at home, it will impact your performance at work. And as educated women, we can ensure that we have or we are able to have a good network of support, whether it's family, whether it's friends. And in Pakistan, I think women have now managed to build up that support. I think so. I may be wrong, but we can do a good job in getting that required support.
Yes, I think with time, even the institute and all other corporates also have recognized, because the contribution of women is immense and they need to have a supportive working environment as well as support groups and mentoring and all that women can go ahead and achieve their objectives in the corporate
I'll give you examples like when I was working, the concept of maternity leave was just 6 weeks. And how did I manage 6 weeks? I would take my annual leave, combine with it my casual, my sick leave, and everything milake, I would get 6 weeks off. Nowadays, we hear about people getting 6 months.
And nowadays, you also have paternity leave.
Yes. I mean,
what? A long way.
And plus, nowadays, you have daycare. Daycare. I remember when I was in Ferguson, one day my maid didn't turn up and I had 2 small kids and it was the last day for filing tax returns. I was wondering what to do. So all I did was I carried both my kids. I took them to work in a corner. They were toddlers at that time. I made them sit and I said, I've got to do my tax return. So when my boss came in and he saw those 2 kids, he said, Roshan, what's happening? I said, sir, my maid didn't turn up today and I couldn't just leave 2 kids with my mother who was elderly, and how is she going to take care of them? So I brought them here. So he just laughed and he said, we'll get someone to do the tax returns.
Yeah, but where there's a will, there's a way, you didn't make it as an excuse of not doing your work.
Right.
So this is also a very important factor, where women cannot, commitment is very important. Yeah. And you have to just figure out a way around, I guess.
Right.
To do what you need to do, basically.
Yes. And now, of course, there are daycare centers at Ferguson's and at Unilevers and all the good multinational companies, which is very good, and that even helps the men
Yes, yes.
Men also can bring their
Exactly. Yes.